All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Girl Talk episode 7. Hey, quarantine style. You know, for all the viewers on live, this is Staci here with a few special people. We have Cuz, none other than Loren here. Light, bright, low. We have Chandra here, looking good in her Mary Kay products. You can hit her up after this or send her a DM at China Red 18 for your products. And last but not least, we have our co-host coming in the building for the second time in a row. We have Miss Jamila. How you doing? All y'all in Atlanta chilling. You know, how you feeling today? How's the weather in the A?
Pretty. Nice spring day. It was high of 70, sunny.
Did y'all get outside today?
I did. I actually didn't.
What you been doing all day, Chandra?
I worked a lot today. I had to make some phone calls. I had some Google Meets meetings, and then I took a nap. You know, baby take a nap, I take a nap, that type of situation.
Oh, so it sounds like you just been napping all day. That's what it sounds like to me, sis.
No, I really
It's okay.
we working all morning.
Really? Sometimes we need those naps. So for those people that are looking at my live, this is episode 7 of Girl Talk. I remember we just started this in January, moving right along. The world has taken a turn, a very interesting turn, and it has a lot of us at home chilling. And I know that all 3 of these ladies would be out and about right now, or at least getting ready for the next day to be out and about if the world hadn't changed. So we're going to talk about how life has changed for these beautiful women, these moms, these working women, these business owners, and let's just get right along. I want to start with Loren. How's your quarantine been? First of all, what's your status? Are you working? You not working? Or have you been laid off? Like, what's your status?
I am like semi-working. I'm not doing what I would do in the field typically. But
Tell the listeners what you do.
Like, you said what?
Tell the listeners what you do.
Well, I work for Verizon on retail sales. I've been with the company for a while, probably like 2-3 years. But as of right now, I'm just doing like more of like the marketing side and volunteer side right now.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool because we can't actually work within the stores because of COVID. So I'm enjoying that. So I spend my work. I'm at work like 4 hours a day. I'm actually on that clock 8 times.
That's what I was gonna ask you. So, like, how has you transitioned from being at the store to being at home working? Has that shifted your pay at all? Like, do you still get paid the same amount, or?
I still get paid.
Oh, she still get the bag. You still get the bag. Okay.
I'm nervous though. I'm nervous monthly. Like, I feel like Rise gonna be like, okay, like we done paying y'all now, but they've been good. They're a good company, so hopefully they can just keep it strong. I sold a lot of phones for them.
It seems like the quarantine has been doing you good fashion-wise. You know, I don't know if you want to do a little stand-up and show the people on the live feed what you got on. You got a little crop situation going on. We saw the TikTok. You know, the TikTok is blowing up.
Right, I did a TikTok for like my style Sunday. So basically, I'll tell you what that was first before I show you my.
Please do.
So I do style Sunday. Basically, it's like I go into stores each Sunday and shop because that's like what I love to do. I like to relax. I like to shop, even if it's online shopping. So since COVID has happened, I haven't been able to go anywhere and shop. So I said, well, I bought some stuff online and I could just reshop in my closet and show y'all some style. So I kind of integrated into that, and people actually loved it. People were like, when are you gonna do another one? So I'm planning on doing another one right now. I'm probably gonna make it more like theme oriented.
Okay, I see you.
This is my outfit. It's real chill. It's like
Okay, so if you guys didn't know, Loren has a blog called Documented Style, and she has a whole brand, so be on the lookout for Documented Style. Not only does she work for Verizon, but she's building her own brand, so I want to shout out that Black Girl Magic. On to Miss Pass. So, Miss Jamila, what's your status? You working? You laid off? Like, what you got going on?
So I am a preschool teacher, and of course all the schools are closed. So I'm teaching virtually. That consists of, we do virtual videos, we do virtual lessons, we do virtual story reads. We have Zoom calls with our students 2 to 3 times a week. We have Zoom department meetings every week.
So it hasn't stopped for you. You just went from a lot of work at the school to a lot of work at the house.
Right. Like flooded emails every day, Zoom calls, text messages, calls from parents. You know, that's the only way that they can get to us. But it's been very like, I think the parents are seeing like how much work teachers do now. You know, being that they're at home with their children and they're seeing us still on the front line, you know, working hard. Some days I'm in my front yard, some days I'm in the car, some days, you know, like my videos are all over the place because my life, you know, that's everyday life for everyone. Like we all had to readapt and change some things in our lives. So I am virtually teaching, and I'm also my dad has a catering business, and he's contracted with the VA, in which we feed homeless veterans. So I'm at the base feeding the veterans 6 out of 7 mornings. So every morning I wake up early in the morning, and I go down to Fort McPherson military base and feed the homeless veterans. My mask and my gloves, suited and booted, ready.
So it sounds like to me that a lot of stuff hasn't slacked up for you. You're still busy, booked and busy.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Basically.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think so.
How about money? You know, is money still good? Like, have you had to like supplement, or are you doing okay financially?
Yeah, money has been the same, I would say. We're still getting paid teaching, same amount virtually, and working with my dad, we're still getting paid every 2 weeks, the same amount. So it hasn't drastically changed. I do like babysitting nannies sporadically here and there, so I haven't been able to do that. And I also do after school programs some evenings at my school, so those are the only 2 sources of income that haven't been coming in. But my main 2 jobs and main 2 sources of income have been.
Yeah, that's something to be said, right? Where I've asked Loren and Jamila, like, how has money been? And both of y'all say, oh, you know, we're good. You know, we're still getting paid. But there are like millions, not even thousands, but like millions of people out there who everything stopped. Like everything stopped. Yeah. They're not getting money, right? Some of them, I'm thinking of my former students, their parents, they might not, you know, like be in the system, so they can't get unemployment, right? Like for me, I was laid off, but I'm able to get unemployment. So, I mean, it hasn't been a drastic shift for me. But for some of the kids and some of their families, like everything stopped. So I just want to like say that we're definitely blessed. We have an advantage because this has definitely taken a turn, for the worse for some families. On to Chandra. What's your status?
Well, first of all, guys, I'm a school counselor, middle school counselor. So I have been working similar to Jamila. Although I don't teach a class, I do have meetings with my students every week. So we have grade level meetings with students once a week. We meet with 6th grade one day, 7th grade the next day, 8th grade the next day.
Okay.
Myself and my counsel partner, we want to give them just an informal conversation to talk about their feelings of what's going on during this stay at home and virtual learning, because just like it's a shift for us, it's a shift for them. And so it's actually surprising to hear some of the things that they are concerned about. And we've been having those conversations with them. I'm also having to sit in on meetings, SST meetings, IEP meetings that we're having virtually, calling parents. We've already had to do some defects referrals, even being out of school, for some things that students have shared with us in our digital learning platform. So we've been pretty busy, educators. We're still busy working, even though we're not in the school. Yeah. So it's been a lot. For me personally, I'm a single mom, and I live in a house with my sister, who's a high school teacher, my mom, who's a bus driver for school, so we're all working in the school system. And then I have my niece, who's in 6th grade, my nephew, who's in pre-K, and I have one.
Wait, Courtney's child is in the 6th grade now?
Yeah, she's in the 6th grade. I know. We're getting old. So, yeah,
we are making sure that they're on their meetings, doing their work that they have to do while still trying to do our work every day. So it's been pretty tough around here just to stay on the schedule. But I think we're doing pretty good. Just because everybody's doing so many different things, we just try to keep a schedule as best as we can. But yeah, so I just try to find me some alone time. At the end of the day, I just want to be alone.
Yeah, I feel you on that. It's a few things that came up when I was listening to all of you talking. And I asked Jamila this question a few days ago. You know, like this thing of essential workers has come up, right? Where it's like nurses and doctors and grocery store workers, they're essential, right? But like, what can we do as people that work for Verizon? Like, you have access to technology, or people that are educators. What can we do for those kids, one, that we know are not safe? You know what I mean? Because they're at home where school was their refuge, but now they don't have that refuge anymore, so they're at home. They're not maybe getting those meals every day like they were getting at school. Like, what can we do, like, in the interim to help those kids that aren't safe, that may not have food, and lastly, that don't have computer access? We have another guest coming in, that's JaNea, because I see Jamila, she's posting videos daily for her students and her cute little babies at the London Speech School. They're like, hey, they're joining in, right? But like where I worked in Houston, like a lot of those kids don't even have internet access. Even if you give them a laptop, it's like, what internet? Yeah. And it's like, yeah, well, there are people giving internet, but they have to be privy to that information, right? So like, what can we do? Hey, JaNea, how you doing, girl? What can we do in the interim for those kids that may be unsafe, that may not have that internet access or those computers or even like food to eat? Because it's week 5. It's been a long time. You know what I'm saying? So like,
JaNea, cut your audio on. She said she can't hear it.
Yeah, she needs to turn the audio on. Anybody could take that.
It's funny that you asked that question, Staci, because I just had a similar situation that I was dealing with today. I had a family that's been displaced throughout this time, and mom is trying to do everything that she can, and she's like, when we stay in these hotels, you have to pay an extra fee for internet, and I just don't have the extra fee. So we've been giving out Chromebooks to people who don't have technology. She's like, well, I got the Chromebook, but I can't get on the internet because I don't have access to it. The places with the free internet are closed, so I can't do it. So what I had to do is I had to reach out to teachers and ask them to email me the assignments, and I'm actually going to go up to my school tomorrow and print those assignments out for those parents. So as a counselor, I just try to do as much as I can. I know it's not a lot that we can do because we're distant, but we just have to think outside the box. We have to think about what it is that we can do and do it. And the things that we can control, we have to do those things. But I said I'll put myself on the front line, and I'll go out and I will make copies and, give them to the parents. If I have to meet them somewhere, if they can come to the school and meet me, whatever the case may be. That's one thing that I am doing. I had another student that's in the hospital, and she can't have her laptop there because for safety reasons, she can't take her laptop. So I'm doing the same thing for her. And I've just been communicating with parents and making sure that they're able to come and retrieve the work from me.
Okay. You out here being Superwoman, in other words. We appreciate you. So, for those of you all that just joined the live, hey Cuz, hey Justin, hey Cashmere, hey Lawrence, hey Kalandra, hey Melissa, hey Stahili, hey Randall. Oh, there's a lot of people on the live. Hey, this is episode 7 of Girl Talk, the new normal. I'm here with Loren, Jamila, now JaNea, Chandra. We have 2 educators, 1 preschool teacher, 1 high school teacher, 1 counselor, and then 1 young lady that's not only into style and fashion, but she's in the technology space. So let's shift gears a little bit. I want to know more about like your mental health and like your mental sanity, because I've tried not to scroll on social media that much, but I've been seeing a lot of, if you don't come out this quarantine with a business, you wasted your time. And if you not meditating and if you not doing this, then you wasting your time, right? And that's putting like even more pressure. Oh snap. That's putting even more pressure on somebody like me, right? Who wants to have the business, who wants to get it going, But this is still a shift, right? So we have to honor the fact that anytime you have a routine and it's shifted, it takes a bit of like adjusting mentally. So I want to ask y'all, how have you been maintaining? We can start with JaNea, your mental health and your sanity. Miss Married with 2 children, 2 little ones.
Listen, this, like you say, it's a new normal, okay? So I refuse to let anybody dictate or tell me what I'm supposed to be doing during this time. First of all, I now have to shift and manage my job teacher with mommy of 2 toddlers. Charlie is 3, Corey is 2. So to people that posted that meme, you must not be working all day or looking after no kids. Well, I had to get that together. It's like I had to manage their breakfast and making sure that they're done, and they're in the play area to where when I start my 10 o'clock virtual class, they're not running around acting crazy. And then they're still here, so when I get done with my class, and it's like, oh, it's lunchtime. Oh, I need to take you out for a walk. I need to get that energy out. I had to create a whole new schedule / life to balance it all. And so now you're telling me I need to squeeze in launching a business too?
Right.
Get done when I get it done.
Right.
That's part of this social craze that I don't like. The whole shaming people who have a 9 to 5.
Exactly. Right. I mean, and the funny thing is, for a teaching job, it's good because it's like with this quarantine, you had your salary position and nothing changed. So those same people that were like entrepreneurs that were shaming people for having jobs like you, what's happening now? You know, so they you know, so yeah, I'm glad that you brought that point up.
Some of their businesses are kind of at a standstill or a plateau, if you will, because people can't come through and buy anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They can't come through to your food truck. They can't come to your event if you're a party promoter. All y'all sat down. So now what?
Exactly. Right. What about you, Loren? How has your mental health been? Like, what have you been doing to maintain your sanity?
Like everything, literally. Like, you can imagine, but at first it was a little hard. It wasn't hard at first. Actually, when it first happened, I was like, oh thank God, I ain't gotta do nothing no more. Like I literally took advantage of it. I did not let social media make me feel bad. I was like, whatever, I'm gonna do nothing.
Right.
And after a while, that kind of became like depressing.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm like, dang, like I'm a person, I'm used to get up and going. At first it was like, okay, I'm catching up on rest. Now it's like, okay, I feel super unproductive. Like, let me find something to do. Because when it first happened, we just closed our store. We weren't doing it. So I had to like focus into my business because I do have a business. And I was like, okay, what can I do every day for my business? What can I do to gain more followers? What books can I read? Like I bought 2 books. And I'm reading them like simultaneously, like I do one this day, I do one another day, because they're for 2 different things. But I would say it's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle, and I think going outside, getting some fresh air. I'm not saying like interact with people definitely helps.
Right.
Because sitting in the house for me, sometimes I catch myself getting anxiety. Like I'm literally like, oh my God, like I need.
What? So like, explain that, right? Because I've heard Jamila's private conversation say that. I've seen other people on social media talk about that. So like, we literally can make our houses and our apartments, our condos, whatever, look and be how we want them to be. So like, what is it when you're feeling that anxiety? What is it? Is it just being confined within the 4 walls? Is it you dealing with yourself? Because a lot of people have trouble just looking at themselves in the mirror and being like, it's me. And it's just me. And I don't have anybody to distract me from me and whatever's in my head. Yeah.
It's a combination of all of it because it's like, am I being productive? Dang, what could I be doing more? I'm just sitting around. I'm lazy. Like, could I be working out? And then it's kind of like, dang, I'm by myself. Like, and then you start thinking like, oh, this person has a hobby, or this person like, you should. But at that time, it's like, you probably need to look into yourself. Like I said, I have been doing soul searching. Like, I've literally. Like, I go on social media, like, maybe, like, a week ago. I literally didn't go on social media for, like, 4 days.
Yeah.
I can't do this. Like, every day, y'all wake up and y'all run right this social media. And I be seeing some people, I'm like, 2 hours ago.
Right, and it was 3 a.m., right?
I'm like, you were tweeting 2 hours ago? Right.
What about you, Jamila? How have you been keeping up your mental health?
I do outdoor walks. So every day that it's sunny, I'm outside getting some fresh air. I have to. I mean, I feel like the beginning of the year it rained every day. So now that it's sunny, we stuck in the house, but I mean, I have to embrace it. I have to get some fresh air. I have to keep my physical health intact because I'm a big workout health person. I also fast. I'm doing a fast with my friend's church, and at least once or twice a week we fast. We don't eat anything during certain hours. And I also added like no social media activity during those same hours.
Okay.
So that and virtual happy hours with my friends and family.
That's very good to see that people still living
I
and
just had one
surviving.
for my birthday the other day. And when I tell you, we felt like we was in the club in that thing.
We need it. Yeah, it's needed. And, you know, I do the social distance, but I still try to make sure I at least lay eyes on my family members.
Sure.
You know, even if it's not right in their face, like I have to see them and I have to talk to them, I have to FaceTime them. That just keeps me sane. Yeah, and I just try to look at the positives in it. You know, anytime like Loren said, I get anxious sometimes when I'm in the house. So at those moments, sometimes I just get in my car and just, okay, I'm about to ride to the track, I'm about to walk. Like, I'm not going to go crazy in this house. Or I've tried to stay from scrolling, like you said, for hours at a time on social media. I have my little fast and breaks from that.
Okay.
Just try to utilize my time.
So let me shift from like mental health to like physical health, because I think everybody has noticed an element of themselves more. It's like more obvious now that we have all this downtime, right? For me, it was like eating out a lot. And it wasn't that I know how to cook, right? I can have the food there, you know, whatever I can cook. But just because of the readiness of it, I would just go and like get something to eat all the time. But now since it's not safe to do that, I've just been eating at home a lot. And I'm like, damn, I should have been doing this, right? So I've learned that like my physical health needed some attention. And even in terms of like working out, there are still things that you can do outside, and there are still things you can do in your home that keep you in shape. And, you know, this time of quarantine doesn't give me any excuse. You know, we have the tendency, well, I'll speak for myself. I had the tendency to be like, I'll do it next week, or I'll start that on Monday, or I'll start eating right in January, right? But now it's like, we have nothing but time, so why not start being healthier? So I want to ask you guys, I guess we can ask Chandra now, like, how has your physical health been? And you can be honest, right? I don't expect you to say, girl, I've been eating leaves and green grass and spinach 3 times a day. You don't have to say that, right? Like, just be honest and tell me, like, yeah, twigs and berries and shit. Right? So, like, how has your physical health been?
So, my physical health hasn't been horrible. Before the quarantine, I was going to the gym at least 3 or 4 times a week. Because, you know, they have the babysitter at the LA Fitness, so Emerson goes to the little kitty thing, and I'll go to Zoom or whatever. But a lot of my instructors have been going live and doing Zoom calls, so I try to go on there, walk around the neighborhood. Thank God we live in a neighborhood where it's safe to walk around, so we'll, you know, go walk in the neighborhood or ride bikes or whatever. So we're trying our best to stay active and do something active every day. You know, some days are harder than others, but I try not to beat myself up. If I don't feel like walking today,
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not gonna walk today.
That's good that you brought that up, like not beating yourself up, because
Yeah.
I have the tendency to be like, God damn it, I didn't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I feel so bad and unaccomplished. But like, you do have to give yourself grace. So to all the people, hey Kaylin, hey College Park Boat, hey Kendrick, hey Araya, hey Bernard, give yourself grace during this time. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, you got to give yourself grace because physical and mental health go hand in hand. So I can't really be productive in physical health if I'm going to beat myself up about it. Mm-hmm. So I know one thing that I have struggled with in terms of physical health is drinking water. Because when I was going to work and I was on a schedule, I was drinking a lot more water. I had my little 1 gallon mark bottle and I was drinking my water. So now that I'm at home every day, it's a lot harder to gauge how much water I've drunk and all that. But I know that water plays a huge part in physical health. So that's something that I'm definitely working on, is make sure that I'm drinking enough water. But in terms of like actually working out, doing something physical, I try to do it every day, even if it's just a walk. Like the other day we did Zumba and boot camp back to back. I don't know what we was thinking about. It was hard. It was hurting.
So your instructor was on live, like on virtual, like on the internet?
Yeah, we had Zumba. We had a Zumba instructor was on Zoom, and then immediately after Zumba, boot camp was on there, and she was watching us like a hawk. Like it wasn't like, oh, log into Zoom and she not watching us. She would sit down and we like, you can do it, keep on. We were like, she's actually watching us, so we had to do it. So it was actually good accountability.
I'm gonna challenge like you. I'm gonna challenge all y'all, really. I'm gonna push back on that because I feel like there are some people out there, I don't know if they're listening or they will listen, that are like in this dark place as a result of this quarantine, and they don't have the strength like you to like pull themselves out of the dark place, right? Where they're like laying down or they're feeling sleepy and feeling tired, and it's like, fuck it, I don't even want to do anything else. And it gives them the opportunity to fall deeper in that isolation because nobody's checking for them no more. You're not gonna come up to my house because it's in quarantine, like Corona is out there, right? So like, what can we say? And JaNea, you can answer this. Loren, you can answer this. Whoever, what can we say to those people to get themselves up and out and walking and moving and going outside? Because I know that I just have this strong feeling that this has caused people to go deeper into isolation when that might not be like the healthiest.
Like you said, first you have to look deep into yourself, because for me, actually, the first week that this happened, my babies were with their great-grandparents in Augusta, Georgia. So I actually had a lot of time as someone, like, as if I didn't have kids. And I was like, I should be happier.
Right.
With all this free time, and I wasn't. And that's when I learned that I actually thrive with a busy schedule.
Yeah.
So as much as we complain about the day-to-day, I got to get up, go to work, a lot of us thrive on that. I'm like, I realize that I'm the person that has to get up, brush my teeth, and put on some clothes as if I got something to do.
Yeah.
Because sitting around and then you look up 2 days and in the same pajamas, that will make it.
Yeah.
It really will.
Yeah. And what just getting and putting on some lip gloss and brushing that hair together. Right.
That's a big deal. Like that is like that's so hard some days.
Right. So they want to know what they need. Like Jamila said, she's more focused now, and I didn't see you, girl. And she's in the gym and everything. So she found her love in that. I just love to be busy. I need a schedule. I need something to do. Yeah. I'm like, I think Lauren said that. Oh, I'm bored. I'm wasting my time. I ain't did nothing. So you have to look in yourself and see what it is. And anybody who knows me also knows I'm a social butterfly. That part is killing me, so I just had to reach out. My friends.
That's the thing when you're a social butterfly, but you don't like social media. It's like,
I feel like this quarantine can go north or south. Either you're gonna sit around and eat junk and drink liquor all day and cry and be depressed, or you gonna get out. You gonna breathe some fresh air. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get on this Zoom call.
Yeah, I gotta tell the truth to me, but I don't think so.
well, look, can you do both? Can you do both? Can you do both?
I refuse to.
Yes, you can do both. And that's why.
I ain't just gonna be drunk and eating hot Cheetos every day. But I refuse to let it break me. I know.
Right, exactly. With the hot pulls out hot Cheetos.
Hot Cheetos,
No shame on hot Cheetos, but
I love eating hot Cheetos, but I refuse to let those habits, like you said, an idle mind is a double workshop.
Right.
So, I mean, you just think you're done.
You have nothing to do, and for some reason, I don't know why we're made up like this, but it's just human nature when you have nothing else to do, you're sitting around and you're bored and you in the pajamas with that yesterday's stain on it. You think about everything negative.
Yeah.
of course.
What I want to add
do this shit.
Of course.
Like,
There are certain like atmospheres that promote positivity. That's why a lot of the gurus on like positivity say take your ass outside. Because it's something about the sun and the trees and like just being in awe of nature and the fact that damn, this is bigger than me. It humbles you and it makes you feel good.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like outside of the physicalness. like it's amazing. Like I can't even put it in words. Like just hearing the birds chirp. Like it's spring now, so you hear the birds chirp. It's kind of cool mornings. I mean, it's literally beautiful. Like it's healing.
Yeah.
You know.
And
That's what I said. The city has less smog. The ozone layer is healing itself. I mean, it's a lot of beautiful things. Families are sitting down, slowing down together. You know.
Right.
Right.
I'm glad you said that, JaNea.
I think you have to take conscious effort to make it a plus and not a minus.
Yeah.
I was
What
gonna say,
I
got it.
want to say too is that, you know, just to go back to the original question, what do you tell people is, you know, emotions are real, and we can't tell ourselves we don't need to feel sad, we don't need to be mad, because those emotions are real, just like happiness and gratefulness. All of those things are real emotions. So the thing is, you gotta not allow yourself to stay in those emotions.
Right.
So when I feel sad and down, you know, give myself a time limit. Okay, you know what? Today I ain't feeling it. But when I wake up tomorrow, it's a brand new day. I don't have to be like this tomorrow. So when I wake up in the morning, I choose to be happy. You know, I choose to get up. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna eat better today. Every day is a new start. It doesn't have to be the same as it was yesterday. So it's not exactly to start.
Yeah.
So
You have to realize life is a choice.
Acknowledge it, but don't drown in it.
Right.
You know, I also think that, like you said, focus on the positive. God is intentional. Everything God allows to happen is intentional. You know, I feel like we were too busy and distracted because 2020 came at us hard. You know, I feel like it was like a whirlwind.
Say it, Jamila, say it.
God was like, I'm gonna force y'all to sit still, okay? Y'all like listen to me. I've been telling y'all to sit still and relax. I'm a force it, you know. So I feel like God just made this happen. We always too busy for this. Like you said, we eating out. We don't have time to cook. We don't have time to talk to our friends. We don't have time for nothing. You know, life is just so busy and overwhelming. But now we have time. So now it's like embrace what you haven't been having time to do. Embrace talking to people that you haven't had a chance to talk to today. Embrace these things.
Right, yeah. That brings me to my next point. For those people that are still watching, this is episode 7 of Girl Talk. It's a little different. This is the new normal. I'm here with Loren, Chandra, Jamila, and JaNea. We're here with educators, style experts, counselors, business owners, and we're talking about life since COVID-19 or the coronavirus. Let me get in y'all business a little bit. You know what I'm saying? For the last little 5 minutes of Girl Talk. So, quarantine and being at home all day does warrant wanting some time with a special someone, if that is the case. And if that's not the case, you know, some people might try to make that happen. So, like, how have your love lives been thriving, not thriving? And when I say love life, it doesn't have to be with a special girl or a special guy. It could be with yourself, right? Like, you need to fall in love with yourself before you can share, like, good love with someone else, I believe. So, like, how have your love lives been? Have you taken the time to love on yourself more? You and your bae arguing, you know, like, has this caused, like, some drama? Like, how have your love lives been since being in quarantine? Anybody can start. Let's start with Loren. Let's start with Cuz. Yep, we're going to start with Cuz.
So, it's been going both ways because I've been spending time by myself. I do have a boyfriend. And when quarantine first happened, I was like, well, I have more stuff than you, so everybody just come over here. We're going to eat over here. We're going to be straight up in here. Like, it was different because I was like, getting on my nerves. Some days he was really getting on my nerves. It was bothersome. It was bothersome, but actually, I would say in my relationship, the quarantine has actually have helped us. Like, if we do have differences, we're able to hash them out way better than, all right, I'm like, I'm mad as hell, like, I'm finna leave the house, I'm gonna go to TJ Maxx, like, but now I can't go nowhere.
Yeah, you can't go nowhere, you stuck. You better talk that out. Talk it out.
Like, you gotta hash it out, you gotta talk it out. So that definitely has helped, because we talk more things out. We don't, and our differences don't feel like the end of the world like they used to. It's just like, okay, like, it's just a difference, like, bro, just relax, you know?
Right.
And spending time by myself is definitely been there, and finding self-love and loving myself and finding what I like to do, like, and doing it. So it's actually been, it's actually been working in my favor. Quarantine has been working in my favor. The only time I would say it get a little out of saying is when I'm watching TV and I feel like I've been watching too much TV, I'll be like, I'm about to go crazy. Like,
Eyes be burning and shit. What about you, JaNea? Let's hear from the married woman. How has life in quarantine been, love wise?
Great.
Oh, should we be expecting a quarantine baby in a few months?
No, ma'am. Like that. Y'all already know I just had 2 back-to-back. No, ma'am. 3 and 2. I'm not adding a newborn. I am not playing. It's been wonderful. He actually had some days off because he's with Wells Fargo corporate. So they gave them like some days off. And so we've just been enjoying it, having these days because he works, I work. We actually only end up with 1 day, which was Sundays. Now it's fam day. Now we can do it like all the time.
Yes.
But like what Loren was saying, I could definitely see that being an issue for most people. My situation is just unique because although we've only been married since 2016, we've been dating since 2008. We've been 10 years in, boo, and we've been living together since 2015. So that kind of stuff was already like worked out. Plus, he got a man cave where he can go, play the little game, whatever, and then chime back in. But it has allowed us the time to sit down and talk about things that because I know you guys heard you got to pick your battles and things. And sometimes when you're in the hustle and bustle, you don't want to use the only 2 hours you have to have something.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So a lot of stuff goes unsaid, right? Yeah.
Now that I have more time, it's like, well, let's talk about this that I've been kind of wanting to talk about. And we have that time to speak with each other.
That's true.
And come to some conclusion about some things. We actually had some meetings and came to some conclusion about 2 things that we had been doing.
Let's see. What about you, Chandra?
Well, I am the single mom.
Okay.
But no, it actually has been good. I have really had some time to kind of love on myself and just give myself some alone time where I wasn't really doing that when I was having to go to work and the hustle and bustle of life. So I feel really good about just taking some time to myself and also put myself back out there like on the dating market because I hadn't really been thinking about dating since I had my baby. He's 1 now, so he's like 14 months.
Okay. So when you say put yourself back out there, you got on some apps?
Yeah, so I went online. You have to go through some messages and find.
Yeah.
But no, I found there's a guy that I'm talking to now, and we have been talking for a while now, and we just really getting to know each other. I think that the quarantine is great for a healthy relationship because you really get to talk to each other and learn about each other, and so we're having.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? Like I think that's the thing about the quarantine. Like since everybody's going through it, it's humbling all of us. We don't care about the clubs you go to. We don't care about trap. Like it's like the equalizer. Like everybody's basically on the same wave. So if you're not a good person, right? If you don't have substance, like I'ma know now, right? Because it's like you can't hide behind anything.
You have nothing to distract you.
Exactly.
What are you really talking about? Are you talking about anything?
But I can't be in a hurry to get in each other's space either. Right. So it's like, because when you get that physical connection, some of the other things kind of go out the door.
Right.
So it's like you really have time to talk.
That's real. What were you saying, Loren? I couldn't hear you.
I said some things that shouldn't have made it through the door make it.
Oh yeah. What about you, Jamila? Tell me about your love experience through the quarantine.
But if you talking to them and you get to know, like I would think, like when you said that yesterday or even on the call, like right now, it got me thinking. I was like, this is actually like a really great time for people to date because there's no judgment.
There's nothing. Yeah, it's just you and me. Like that's it.
You're not rushing the physical, even if you want to rush.
I was about to say, your standards raised and your desperation lower.
Right.
It's like you ain't got nothing but time, so it's not much more than work. Right. I don't like your way, bobbing,
Yeah.
Right.
And so the thing that Yeah, the thing that I've enjoyed, like this guy, he asks like really in-depth questions that make me think. So I appreciate being able to have conversation. It's not just, oh, how was your day? What you doing? Blah blah blah. It's really conversation. Well, I'm a counselor, he's a therapist, so we kind of got that. We're gonna question you too. We can't question you no more. So it's really good conversation, and we're having. We're able to learn a lot about each other just by asking questions and having those conversations. So I've really been enjoying talking to him. It makes me more excited about when we are able to kind of get together. Then you feel like you know the person a lot more.
Okay.
That's exciting.
Okay. So I got a couple more questions for you before we end. What's been the absolute best part of quarantine? Let's start with Jamila. What's been the best part of quarantine for you? Buying my air fryer. Buying my air fryer.
I guess me like giving my full potential to everything that I've been doing. Like, I mean, I kind of like co-own more like business operator for my dad's business, but I was always like busy. Like, they would be sending me texts and emails, but I'm at school teaching the kids. But now, like, I can actually tap into that. I'm there every single day. You know, like, I have more time for the things that I was always passionate about, but life was just too busy. As far as like teaching my kids virtually, like now I can like, spend time with answering emails and answering FaceTime calls from parents and like just spending that quality time for things that I was once too busy for. Like you said, cooking more. We've been cooking every day for the most part. Just being outside and doing, tapping into nature and incorporating my workouts outside rather than being in the gym confined to 4 walls. Just things like that. Like I've been able to tap more into and focus more on things that I was just kind of focusing on, but just too busy and overwhelmed with other things.
All right. What about you, JaNea?
I agree. Most things. So slowing down, and then for me, just spending time with my babies because, with the hustle and bustle, sometimes, because I also coach. I coach swim or dance, depending on the season. So I'm not getting home till 6:37. So I'm enjoying all this time with my babies because I know I'm going to look up and they're going to be 10, 12 with their own lives. So I'm enjoying getting to be with them when they're still all about mom,
Yeah.
I just get to love on them all day and cuddle with them and play.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing.
That's very good. Okay. What about you, Chandra?
I think that similar to JaNea, I really enjoy spending time with my baby because when I'm at work, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm spending so many hours away from him. Days are late. We have cheerleading practice some days, and so we're out all the time, not really being able to spend time with him. And so it has been good to spend time with him, and I think that we've had a lot of time to come together as a family and do some things, like we take walks around the neighborhood together and just really incorporating the kids more and spending more time with them. That's been a really big part of our quarantine and our new normal. So I've really been enjoying just spending more time with family and, doing some different things and really enjoying that.
Not to interrupt, but just one quick question, Chandra, since we kids around the same age, and you're a teacher or counselor?
I'm a counselor.
Okay. What time do you usually get home? When life is normal?
It depends on the day because 3 days out of the week I was taking my niece to cheerleading practice, and so cheerleading practice is all the way in Jonesboro. We live in South Fulton. She goes to school in APS. I work in Douglasville. So it's like getting off of
Girl, you needed a break.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. God was
Douglasville, Union City.
Yes, and I was her teen mom too. So outside of just dropping off in cheerleading practice and keeping it moving. I was a team mom, so I had to like stay there a lot of the time and handle some of the business. So it was a lot, like 3 days a week, and she was on 2 teams. So it's like, oh my God, we weren't getting home till maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Oh wow.
You laying down already.
Yeah, 3 times a week. So when we got in the house, it was like time to go to bed, hop in the bath, get ready to bed.
Right, and that's what I was going through.
Yeah.
Go home, it's time for dinner. I didn't get up my baby. Okay,
Absolutely.
Right. Go ahead.
What about you, Lauren? What's been the best part of quarantine for you?
The best part of quarantine has been realizing that I definitely, I could do entrepreneurship. Like, I used to kind of fear, actually, like, hey, if I didn't have a 9 to 5, like, what could I do with my day? Like, could I actually do things? Could I actually create content? And I kind of feel, and like, learn and teach myself. And I feel like this has been giving me the time to say, like, yeah, you can do this. Yeah, you can with your life. Even though I haven't been seeing any actual real revenue from it.
It takes time, though, yeah.
Yeah, it takes time, but I mean, I have seen revenue from my business. It's just like actually creating content was the fear. It's like that's what drives the revenue. And I was like, dang, I'm still doing nothing all day. Then I'm like, actually, I could get a lot done, like, and reading books that I have been putting off, and like, because I'll get home and I'm tired. I'm like, okay, I've been running back and forth on my feet all day. Then I went and worked out. Then I cooked dinner for the next day. And I'm trying to also do stuff for work outside of work as well, like extra activities. It was like I didn't have no time for myself sometimes.
Yeah.
On my off days, I would go shopping on my off days.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for me, it's definitely been like health. That's been the thing that's been the best thing for me. Because I'm the person, I'll take time for myself to have fun. I'll work. I'll try to create content like for my own nonprofit. You know, I'll try to put stuff out there. But in the process of being so busy and doing all those things, I was foregoing my health. Both my physical health, my mental health. I was just, let me do it.
Like not resting.
Not resting, not eating right, not working out. None of that. None of that like self-care that's necessary to keep the body going and going well. Right? I haven't been doing any of that. So that's been the best part for me. This has been good. I have one final question for you ladies before we end. I think the biggest word that like has come from quarantine and this coronavirus has been like essential. Like, who's an essential worker? What's like essential for you no matter what, which has been like food and toilet tissue and hand sanitizer, right? So I want to ask each of you ladies, like, what's essential for you? Like, if you could boil it down to like 3 things, right? Because I mean, we really don't know how long this can last. Because they might open up outside tomorrow, but then they might come back in the fall, and we might be back in this space all over again. So since we have this knowledge now, like, what's essential for you? We can start with Chandra. Like, what's essential? 3 things.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I know, that was good. That was good.
Time to think about this one, right?
I know.
Well, I can start. Okay, I'll start. Last question. For me, what's essential is like physical and mental like sanity. Meaning like I feel good right here, and my body feels good. Keeping in contact with people that are important to me. Like, I gotta have contact with somebody. Like, I know a lot of people go through life, they're like, I'm a loner. That's cool, and that's great. But, like, for me, keeping in contact with family and friends is, like, super important. So, contact, health, and I'll say, like, content. I'm going to join in with Loren on that. I feel so accomplished and so happy when I'm able to create content that's meaningful. And somebody can say, yeah, girl, me too. Or, damn, I never thought about that, right? Or, how can I get involved? Or thank you for helping me. You know, those are like the things that keep me thriving, which is like creating meaningful content. So, yeah. I need those 3 things to keep going.
Okay. I'm saying, for me,
They said bump the kids. We ain't even think about the kids. We don't need the kids. Bump them kids. We got 2 moms on here and they trying to figure out what's essential. Your kids. Damn.
I was gonna say kids, but I'm gonna include that into everyone.
Okay.
From all of my family and friends.
Okay.
I was gonna say kids, but I was gonna say kids and then family and friends, but let's all make that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, spend time in the love and just really, like, I really, really felt special when my friends took the time out to throw a virtual party for my birthday the other day. Like, I was like, oh, y'all really know me. Like, they was like, yes, we knew you was at home with the pout face because we had to cancel your birthday trip. And because, again, if you know me, y'all.
Say it, girl. Say it. I'm supposed to be in Miami.
We gotta do things. So the fact that my friends knew to do that and I didn't ask for nothing, didn't ask for that. So that is essential. I need to feel the love from my family and friends. Two, I've essentially learned what's not essential.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's essential. Like, it's okay that I can't get my SNS redone right now. Like, you can still be fly without
It's
that.
hard.
I don't have lashes.
I got so hard because I got some polish in the bathroom. I'm about to polish.
I understand, sis. Learning what's not essential is an essential part of adulting.
Unconditionally, I can't live without that. Loving myself unconditionally. It's all right if you ain't got your nails done. It's okay. Braids going on 8 weeks. You know, it's all of that you think is a big deal. You know, when life is fast, it's really not.
That's true.
And then lastly, essential for me, I know I need to be busy. I cannot just sit at home and not do anything. I learned that. I need a schedule. I need to get up, have something to do. I'm not happy with idle time. Not to me.
But you know, I know we're like ending the podcast, but I want to challenge you, and I want you to figure out why you're not okay with idle time. Like, it's okay to like not want to sit around for days, but
Well, I am, but not for too long. Like, I was happy maybe them first 3 days. But when it hit day 8 or 9, I'm like,
We all want to escape reality. Like, we never want to really face life. Like, we stay occupied, we stay busy, we stay posted, we stay taking trips. But what's really happening within? So, too much idle time, we have to face what's happening and face ourselves and face our insecurities and face our sad moments. Like, we have to face it, and we don't have a choice, but we're forced to face it. You know? So that can become depressing.
yeah.
Discouraging.
What about you, Jamila? What are the 3 things that are essential?
I would say my sanity. I feel like a lot of people that suffer with mental health are really suffering right now.
Yeah, man.
My heart goes out to them. You know,
a lot of poor babies that don't have.
A lot of people with mental health issues turn to alcohol and drugs. Like I said, once again, my heart goes out to them as well. You know, just maintaining, like, even though I have my moments where I get sad and depressed through this quarantine, I've been staying sane, and I've been able to wake up the next day and move right along. But a lot of people are having a hard time with that. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for my social balance. Like I said, you know, I've been having my little virtual calls with my friends and my family and virtual happy hour, and doing challenges, learning all the dances for my nieces, and TikToks.
Feeling old.
I learned to love them with my knees. It's to the point where I don't even want to hear Savage no more. My knees are feeling that.
Baby girl, give me something new.
I think my phone dying, y'all.
Okay, that's cool. For everybody, this has been Girl Talk episode 7, the new normal. I've been joined by the lovely and beautiful ladies, Jamila, JaNea, Loren, and Chandra. Please check in on IG, Facebook at Girl Talking Black. Thank you, Randall, for the beautiful compliment, and thank you, people who joined in. We had a lot of people join in. This quarantine make people bored, but I love it. Thank you for joining in. Be on the lookout for episode 8. It's gonna get spicy, and peace.
Bye.
Bye. You too.
Good night.
Thank you, guys.
Anytime.